Welcome to ESPN and the Watch ESPN app for the men's quarterfinals. My name is Dave Vincent alongside Marco Chavez from Southern California, but here we're in Northern California in San Francisco Olympic Club. You're from the LAAC. You're playing in the men's quarterfinals later today. You're kind of the bookend match on the men's quarterfinals alongside Luis Moreno, but here it's the very first part of that bookend. David Fink and one of your very close friends, Mondo Ortiz. He says that he's your protege.
More like Vince Munoz. I think we all follow Vince Munoz steps and getting better at this game. So more praises to him than to I, that's for sure. But yeah, my roommate, Mondo Ortiz, very pumped for this next match. I guess I would say it's better than playing a Luis Moreno, an Emmett Peixoto, or Paul Brady, you know?
Why is that, you think?
Well, because Luis kills everything, gets everything.
Oh,
and,
I see, okay.
You know, I think Dave Fink still trying to break that top 3, maybe top 2.
Last year he was at number 2 for just about a 2-week span. Dave Fink's record against Mondo lifetime in race play is 3 wins and 4 losses. And so I call it a rivalry just in the sense that when they do play, it usually seems to be a heated battle. You have 2 guys that go for broke, you know, just much like a Sean Lenning and a Alan Garner playing each other. It's just, you see some of the best offense you've seen in a long time. And I would think that Mondo just gets up for Dave Fink just because of something like that anyway.
Well, I think he sees that he has a little weakness on that right hand of his, so he likes to take advantage, especially swinging. If Dave serves him to the left, he's obviously going to, Mondo's obviously going to shoot down the left or to his right most likely.
But don't you find that Dave's right-handed fly kill shots right corner pretty good if he takes it out of the air?
Yeah, he's been doing it for a while now, so he's getting really good at it. It's actually become a great offensive shot of his lately. So. But I know Mondo's pumped up for this. We had some breakfast this morning, and instead of a breakfast burrito, he had a oatmeal.
What?
And so, yeah, oatmeal.
No.
Yeah, so.
Gosh, I wish you know, I thought you were going to tell the truth the whole time you were in here. Then you start on this health food thing. Yeah. But don't you find it a little too late in the ball game to start eating your health food when it's about an hour before your match?
That was a little romantic. It was Valentine's. It was Vic and
sentimental.
I and Mondo. So.
Okay, it was a sentimental breakfast.
Yeah.
I mean, your tournament conditioning starts a little bit earlier than an hour before.
Well, that's how we do it.
You're on the ESPN and Watch ESPN app provided by the World Players of Handball. Here's the announcement from our referee, this men's quarterfinals. Hands together, Dave Fink from Tucson, Arizona, and Mondo Ortiz, Norwalk, and that's Norwalk, California. Here is that first serve.
All right, 0, serve 0.
This is gonna be a good game.
Short.
The ball has to get over the short line. You have 2 tries to get it over there. Mondo misses that first strike on his return, right corner.
1-0. Point.
Yeah, Mondo needs to get that out of the front court, hit ceilings,
2-0.
Or wrap it around and get him out. As you know, like you were speaking on, he's really taking advantage of those fly kills if you give him a weak return. So, I mean, Dave Fink, you know, really bringing on the 3-wall game later in his career, I believe.
Slide out.
Those are frustrating. You have those big back wall setups. You go for the kill shot and you miss hit it. The ball doesn't even make it to the front wall. 0-3, going to 15.
Short.
Well, these guys with these first few points are going to be just kind of testing each other out and seeing where they're at. So we'll see how they feel.
Point.
Looked like a little fist kill right there.
1-3.
You see those cool gloves that Mondo is wearing? first machine washable handball gloves. I'm going to be talking about them
Light out.
throughout the broadcast. Brought to you by Edel Handball
3-1.
and Team Edel. 3-1 is the score here. Dave Fink serving. Mondo throws that ball back to the front wall on a miss hit from Dave
Light
Fink.
out.
You see, that's his weakness. His right's is a little bit of his weakness.
1-3. Side out.
You've seen a few hand errors from both players here early on.
3-1.
Do you think some of that is just over-amped?
Hey, you know, it's the beginning of the game. You know, first 5 points is kind of like the, let's see what's going to happen
Point.
here. See. So, I mean,
4-1.
after 5, you better have your game going. That's for sure.
Point.
There's another point there for Fink. Trying to make the semifinals, obviously, as is Mondo Ortiz.
5 serving 1.
But Marcos, you are on that ball, just barely gets
Point.
over the camera, but you're celebrating
6-1.
something that Dave Fink and some of the other players are apparently celebrating here, and that is
Point.
celebration of the bad back.
Oh, I know.
Dave
Yeah.
Fink has
7-1.
the cramps in his back, a back spasm that he sought medical attention for. You went social with your picture from the ER, and then you saw what happened to Emmett Peixoto last night when he started cramping at game point, match
Timeout,
point.
Armando. That is your first.
Yeah,
It's
Score is
Jessica
8
Gawley in the last
serving
match.
1.
Took a timeout because her back was strained, and then you just say, well, handball's a tough sport. What's going on with this bad back syndrome everyone's having?
Well, it kind of seems like it's the generation that's a little older in their career. I mean, what, Fink's in his 30s and Jess is what, upper 30s. So I'm in my 40s, and you know, Emmett just plays like, I mean, the guy is wild on the court, moving side to side, diving for shots. So I mean, he puts a lot of strain on that back. So serving is how I injured my back, and it was the first time I ever felt anything like that. So, you know, I was a little paranoid. Maybe I went to
30 seconds.
extremes of paranoia, but mostly just what I found out though was back spasms, and I think it's the same thing that most of these handball players are getting. So.
What can you, I mean, what's causing it and how can you get over it? Do you think that these long plane rides across country and just not proper stretching
Time in.
or it starts
8-1.
it? But your doctor said to you, I'm surprised you haven't been in here before. Like, this is a bad back.
Yeah. I mean, he said he was surprised that I haven't strained it before or gotten spasms before, you know. But, you know, I think what happens with me, you know, with my age,
Light out.
I need to start stretching a lot more, you know, and I don't do that stuff. So maybe some yoga classes,
1-8.
something like that.
Mhm.
So I mean, I called Tyler. I sent him an instant message. Actually, he reached out to me, which was really nice, and I asked him what I should be doing, and you know, of course, he said do some stretches and sent me to a couple websites and had me look to see what I should be doing. So I really appreciate that.
Light out.
Dr. Tyler Hamill.
Yeah, he beats you in the tournament and then gives you medical advice.
8-1.
Yeah.
That's a good way of paying the deductible, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's how the senior tour runs. You know? We're all friends.
There's
Point.
another stealth shot on a serve and shoot from Dave Fink, now 9-1 here in game number 1 against
9-1.
Mondo Ortiz, out shooting Mondo. That's what Mondo means in Native American, shooter.
Well, he's not shooting much right now,
We're
so
calling a point. You're
I mean-
heel, Mondo. You blocked me last. Oh, broke. Never mind.
Ball is broken. The referee is about to call that a point in favor of Dave Fink, but the ball broke in half, and they're going to get another one, and they're going to warm it up. What were we going to say about Mondo
well,
Ortiz?
I was just gonna say, you know, you live and you die by the kill. So at this point, Mondo's not really making his kills. They're not really coming out. So he really needs to think of something else.
You know, we talked about that yesterday, Mondo and I. Yeah, he had a game yesterday where he had an open right
Replay the
alley
last
down the right
point.
wall, and
9,
he decided to
71.
hit the ball directly at the front wall instead,
Short
and
ball.
he skipped it in.
Yeah.
And I said, what goes through your mind when you you see that you can just win the point by flipping it down the right, and instead you go for that 2-inch high kill shot. And he said, you know, I told myself what I was going to do if I got it, and I went for it. You know, that's how I play.
Yeah, but you know, as he gets older, he's gonna have to develop a different type of game. Right now, he's young enough to shoot and kill. You know, just serve and shoot.
Short.
But in Salt Lake City last year, he did develop that against Paul Brady. He decided that he was just going to slow the game down. It was a Mondo we've never seen before, so we know he's capable of doing it with success.
Yeah, I see him doing it at the club at times, but I don't know. Maybe it's something when he gets in here, you know, on the pro court, and being on ESPN3, he really wants to
11-1.
show what he can do and showcase that. So.
Well, he's not showcasing it very well right now. As I say that, he does exactly what I told you he wasn't doing, which is exactly what I thought would happen, and it did.
1 serving 11. Short.
You know, I always take advantage of these opportunities. You know, if you're down 111, you know, try to get a few points, get back in the rally, because you know your second game, at least you'll be in a rhythm. You know.
Right.
So.
Would it be smart for Dave Fink to call a timeout right here, just to try to see if you can break some momentum? You're up 11-1, but I've seen, or 11-2. You've seen players come back and win these. It could happen.
Yeah, but I wouldn't at this point. No, maybe if he gets like 5 or 6, yeah. But he's up 11-2 now, so it's.
But you don't want Mondo to get hot.
You don't, but.
I mean, when he's hot, he's probably the hardest player to play on the planet. But I guess you can say that about Sean and Luis and Paul. Paul's always hot.
Yeah.
He doesn't count.
Or on fire.
Paul played yesterday.
11
like
serving 2.
It was the last match he was ever going to play, just going to soak it in and have a good time. And it was probably the toughest Paul Brady I've ever seen on the court. Just unbelievable. And that's a nice pass shot right there from Dave Fink. Gets the 12th point.
12-2.
Oh, he's doing some acrobatic shots yesterday.
Yeah,
from what I was told.
Yeah, it's just unreal.
I mean, pushing himself out, jumping to the wall, pushing himself off, and then killing it.
He became Naughty Senior and Sean Lenning all in one shot. We call it fusion. He was
13-2.
bringing all the generations of handball players in one shot.
He was a little Hispanic yesterday. Pablo
Is that what
Brady.
He said? Yeah.
Second serve.
2 great players, Naughty Senior and Paul Brady, along with
Side out.
David Chapman.
How good, as we watch this ball just trickle around the court here, how good was Toddy Severa, if we're talking about that argument?
2-13.
It's not an argument, but just, you know, just saying on the list, is he a top 5er all time?
Yeah, I have to be honest. I never really I never watched him play. Really.
You lived.
I mean, you
lived about 3 houses away from the guy.
I know, but I never. He was always kind of. I never knew where he played, and it was about the time when I was out of handball, and before I started qualifying, and then as I started qualifying, he was already out of the. He had already stopped playing for a while because of the fire department thing, and when I was going to the qualifier, he was trying to qualify to get back into the pros because he was out so long. So yeah, I kind of missed that, but I mean, through videos and stuff, I mean, he had probably the wickedest left ever.
First game.
And power, just unreal. Now, there was kind of a strange little thing happened there as the referee said the game was over after Mondo hit a ball. Referee didn't feel the ball would make it to the front wall, and they replayed it. Because Dave Fink said, no, let's just redo that after the referee said the game was over. So a little bit of gentlemanship from the gentleman, David Fink.
Well, it's because he's winning.
As he takes down Mondo there in game number 1, 15-2. We'll have game 2 right around the corner. For Marco Chavez, my name is Dave Vincent. We'll have more of this quarterfinal action from the Del Grand Dealer Group WPH Race for 8 stop at the Olympic Club in San Francisco. Stick with us.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united. to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way. Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy. My sport is football, but my passion is education. So every year, I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future. My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So, what's it gonna be? We could ride bikes, skating, movies, zoo, whatever you guys want to do.
Can we just do this?
Yeah. We could just do this.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Back in San Francisco, game number 2, Mondo Ortiz here, serving against Dave Fink after losing 2-15 in game number 1. This is the race for 8 with the World Players of Handball.
Short ball. Second. Appeal, called it short. One agreed, one didn't see. We got a second serve coming.
Fink wanted that.
I know he did, and Mondo wanted it. It's just like salt in the wound.
Slide out.
Well, Marcos, you know that ball comes off that side wall, and a number of things can happen, and especially when somebody has power.
0-0.
Sometimes the ball will ride, it'll kick up, it'll slow down, and every single one of those things, if they happen like that, will make you look like a complete fool when you swing and miss, because that you will swing and miss hit every single one of those.
Yeah, when those shots come in, I kind of just, I set up to where the ball's going to bounce, and I kind of just hope that it comes out good. But, I mean, yeah, it comes out always a little awkward.
Dave Fink just Q-tipped his left pinky, excuse me, his ring finger on that last shot. Did not affect anything, though. That's a stealth left-handed kill from the stiletto Dave Fink.
1-0.
You know, those balls that short hop the sidewall, you just have to open up your hand, you know, as wide as you can possibly open it and just flip it up there.
Point. 2-0. Short.
Well, the way that Dave Fink is playing here, Marcos, he looks like the best player we've seen in the tournament.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do the announcer's curse on purpose, but
I mean, he's not giving anything to Mondo, really. He's making him shoot above waist.
Yeah, see those shots that Mondo is taking is off balance, run on the run over his head. Mondo can't get planted. Even that. Dave just put pressure on Mondo. If you're out of shape and you're playing Dave Fink, you're going to lose.
3-0.
If you're 45 and have a bad haircut,
Point.
you spend 14 hours a day at the computer and you play Dave Fink, you're going to
1
lose.
second.
Maybe have a better chance by just playing them the ceiling game
4-0.
right now.
Screen. Screen.
I mean, especially with Mondo's back wall. I mean, if it was me, I think back.
4-0.
Keep him out of that service box area. Right, because he's taking over right now.
Side out.
You see that Mondo Ortiz steps in with a new pro glove. They're the first 100% synthetic handball glove. They're generating more spin than any other glove because of the suede-like texture that the glove has. They're also the most breathable handball glove, allowing airflow and wicking properties. So it's like a dry fit glove that he's wearing, and it's the very first machine washable glove as well, and they stay dry longer. So when you purchase these things, you can go through a whole tournament in some cases. I mean, I'm making the claim, but nonetheless.
I know Mondo enjoys this glove a lot more than. He likes. I think the wrist is cut a little lower on this glove than the last Edo glove. So I guess everyone has their preferences. I know Emmett uses the all black ones with the high wrist.
Side out.
But Mondo's been really talking how he likes this one a lot.
Well, I'll tell you, handball, out of all the sports I can even think of, is the most personal sport. The equipment you wear is so personal. Everybody has their own likes and dislikes. But
yeah,
I can tell you, when you put one of those gloves on that Mondo's wearing right now, made by Edel Handball at edtlhandball.com,
Replay 4-0.
you will. And by the way, those pro gloves are available in the web store, and you can buy them now. But when you put them on, you instantly say, "Now this feels good." I mean, it's like putting on some Ray-Bans. You know, it's just the look is great.
You're like, not only am I look cool, but it looks like it'll give me about 20 kills.
It just feels good. It just, there's something about it, and you know it when you put it on. That it's just, you know, that personal aspect of the game of handball is really brought out with a pair of gloves like that are meant for your hand. Dave Fink shanks that ball with a kind of an awkward fist into the right wall.
He looks like he's under no pressure right now. Really relaxed in the court. I mean, he misses that. Usually he'd be yelling, but right now he's kind of dealing with it. Even though I like to see the Fink that gets upset, but let's see if Mondo could push this second game and get a win.
Point. One serving 5. Played out.
That was a nice pass. Mondo's just waiting for a kill, I guess.
5-1.
Just passed him out. Good shot from David Fink.
Point.
There's another point for Dave Fink. 2 games to 15. Breaker also to 15 if it were to go there. Mondo just hasn't played that inspired sort of way we've seen him play in years previous, but Dave's made it very difficult for him to do that. I mean, how can you go for those elite kills when everything you're hitting is above your shoulder and off balance on the run? And then when Mondo has a chance to set up, he's been hitting balls in the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of hurting himself, but then Dave's making him hurt himself. So it's really all about Fink.
It's Fink. His shot selections right now pretty good. So.
Look at that dive in. Dave Fink goes for that right corner kill and skips it in. Those are frustrating when you really put yourself out for that and miss. Dave asking for the towel. Referee is Abraham Montijo, who in the men's drop-down 9th place bracket, as he's vying for points to be invited to Salt Lake City, loses to Eric Torres, 25-23.
That's a close one, right? That's a good win for Eric Torres, I'd say. He's one of the new qualifiers now, making his way, trying to be one of the top players. So
yeah, I mean,
it's nice to see young people coming in now.
Not only just trying to come in, but they're dedicated to it, and they understand how the points work, and the whole mechanism is kind of working for them. They don't read the rules when we send them to them on an email, but they understand how the race. It's baby steps.
Yeah.
For these young guys.
You can't expect them. It's like a school.
Oh, look at that kill shot, Marcos. That's a nice shot from that far deep. 35 feet or so.
7-1.
Dave Fink left corner, left-hand shot.
I'm telling you, he's comfortable right now. Right now he can do anything. Wow, he probably killed this one.
No, I think Mondo's winning this rally.
Come on.
And once again, I've continued my streak of 100 consecutive missed guesses.
You got 1 minute. That is your first. The score is 8-1.
You heard the score of 8-1. It is the first time out being called on the floor. You're watching the race 4-8. My name is Dave Vincent alongside Marco Chavez. We're on ESPN and the Watch ESPN app, and this replay coming in from Tucson Rolling Shutters.
So when are you going to start qualifying again, Dave?
Well,
been a while.
you have to start. Well, first of all, which is going to happen first? Me qualifying or me signing my name on the AARP card that keeps coming in the mail? Because both of them are. One of them seems really far out of reach, and the other one doesn't seem like it's going to be that big of a deal. I mean, it's a lot easier just to sign your name, right?
Are you part of the seating committee? Because you can probably do something. Give yourself a bye the
every
first
time you
round.
think you're doing that for yourself, you've just sabotaged yourself. I tried to qualify last year against Anthony Celesto in Houston. John Bike was actually scheduled to play, and then there was a late kind of forfeit, and I just stepped in saying, this is not going to be fair for him just to walk to the final, so I thought I'd step in. I am leading the match. It's a one-game match to 25, and I'm leading 11-1. I thought this is like the easiest thing ever. I didn't have the lead going into halftime, and that's all I need to tell you. Yeah, this is easy. This guy's terrible. Nope, he's not. So we'll just see how the elbow feels, but I think I'm going to try to see if I can hit a ball next week for the first time after being diagnosed with having a flexor tendon tear. Doctor suggested Tommy John surgery for some other problems, and then there was some personal things that came up in the family where I had to be at a different location at the exact day of the surgery, and so I canceled, and it was a really good thing because we were at the Houston Pro Stop last time, and Chuck Hook Reeve, who also hops the ball like I do, said, hey, I had the same thing, and I opted not to take the surgery. I went to school with Dr. Andrews, the sports doctor, who is famous for doing, surgeries on, guys like Kobe Bryant, and he just, had some recent conversations with Sherwin there in Seattle about not having Tommy John surgery. Wants him to go through physical therapy. But anyway, so Andrew said to Chuck, you need to do this exercise. So I decided to do the same exercise Chuck was doing. In about 2 weeks, I felt better, and I hit a handball yesterday for the first time for about 30 minutes on one of the side courts before the tournament started. Felt really good. And I have no pain, so that's.
But it's like a tennis elbow problem, or
it's. I have some tearing and some bone marrow issues, which was scary to see that show up on the MRI. But
you should do a YouTube clip on that and your exercise with your exercise outfit.
I went through physical therapy for a year and 3 different doctors, and nothing. It seemed like it made it worse, and then Chuck told me some things, and I've tried it, and I'm not joking. It's just the best thing that's ever happened.
I mean, you don't even listen to your wife.
I know, and I listen to Chuck. I listen to Chuck, a guy by the name of Hook Reeves. I mean,
2 serving 10.
It's not normal. I act like I'm listening to my wife, though. Look at that, this old flat mouse from Mondo Ortiz goes around the revolving door and hits what he does best. Have you ever seen anybody hit that revolving door better than Mondo?
Wow, he's hit that one pretty good.
Can't get any better.
Yeah.
This is going to be also another point. But it isn't. Dave's able to dig that ball out.
Now he's getting, I just hope it's not too late.
Timeout, Fink.
That's a smart
There
move.
you
That's
go.
a very smart move from Dave Fink calling that timeout. You're watching this live broadcast on ESPN and the Watch ESPN app. I feel like I made this about myself for this last half.
And it's Valentine's Day.
It is.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you. Oh, wow. Your
Dave,
lips are soft.
Well, I'm licking them. That's why. I'm licking my lips.
I knew that we were not on camera, so I took that opportunity to.
Yeah, we're gonna have Mondo change your shirt. Dave, can I see your gloves?
I can draw you. I can't give you roses. I cannot, but maybe I could draw you a rose on this white paper that's sitting in front of us, and
what a nice
you
broadcast
could be my
partner.
Valentine's today.
Okay. I've had 2 of the 4 broadcasters say that exact same thing today on our 4th match. We're on ESPN, the Watch ESPN app, where Mondo Ortiz has been asked by the referee to change his shirt. This is San Francisco. We're at the Olympic Club, where you play at the Los Angeles Athletic Club reciprocal facility, I guess. I don't. What's the official? What's the relationship?
I just hear sister club.
Okay.
Or something
Which
like
one's
that.
the
Parent
sister
club,
though? They're both
sister club,
sisters.
Yeah. I guess.
Is there a parent? Is there like a master club located in Atlantis somewhere?
It's the athletic club God.
Okay.
We when we die,
The one with the
we
wings.
go to, yeah.
Okay. That's where the wings are located.
Yeah.
Well, this is one of the gods or one of the angels of that fraternity here in San Francisco, and I know that you've probably traveled up to the Washington Athletic Club and played up there, and New York Athletic Club and Detroit Athletic Club, and some of those places are just, they're all kind of associated with each other, and you're staying right here on basically the same kind of floor system as this court.
Yeah.
I wonder how it would feel to wake up in the morning to hear these balls hitting the wall against the bedroom that you're staying in.
I know. Well, we're staying here. It's pretty nice rooms here, and we're on the 5th floor. And the 6th floor, in the mornings, I guess someone's running on the treadmill upstairs.
All right.
Kind of wakes me up, but beautiful place to stay.
Mondo serving. The score is
And I'll stay here
4-10.
again. The next time there's a pro stop.
It's like you're going into a museum here. It's a shrine.
Point.
And there's another point now from Mondo Ortiz.
5-10.
And like you said, is it a little too late? Let's find out, because Mondo's playing pretty motivated right now.
Side out.
Yeah, 1 foot. That's kind of like the fadeaway kill. You got to make
10-5.
that. If not, pass it out.
Short.
But that's just Mondo. We all know him
Second serve.
doing that type of shot. So. Wow, what a kill. Off that back wall. I mean, this is what Mondo does. You start giving him back wall setups and he starts killing them, and you're in trouble. So you can't let him get in that rhythm.
Dave leaves that ball up, screen just a little bit, no call from the referee. Mondo flips it to that corner. Dave flips it back again. Mondo doing what he does. This is where he becomes dangerous.
Side out.
Misses that ball, frustrated with himself. Dave Fink now serving once again. Does it benefit the older guy to just try to get rid of this match as quick as possible so he can go back and rest? And
well, in the quarterfinals, yeah, you're trying to finish everything quick. First round, you're just trying to not exert yourself.
And that's a microcosm of what's been going on all day long for Mondo. As soon as he gets something going, he makes a terrible mistake. You can blame it on being out of shape, but then you start missing shots like that when you have a nice comeback coming. It's just so difficult. You have to be frustrated with yourself. 12-5. Fink now 3 points away from advancing. That was short. He will appeal. It will not be overturned.
Second serve. Point.
Wow.
So who do they face the next round? Let's see.
13-5.
Who's they?
Well, whoever wins this match.
So surprised you had to ask that. Thought you had everything memorized all the time.
I believe they're going to face
the
Brady,
winner of
Brady
14
and
the next match.
Lenny.
Yeah, that's the next match. So Dave Fink will face either Paul Brady or Sean Lenning, and Dave Fink now slaps his hands together after winning 15-2, 15-5, and defeating Mondo Ortiz back to the semifinals as Dave Fink, and he will face Paul Brady or Sean Lenning as he slowly walks off the court here as we will get ready for that big main court match between Sean and Paul right around the corner. That one's actually scheduled for 11:15. And it looks like we're about 5 minutes away from that. So we're going to take a break. For Marco Chavez, my name is Dave Vincent, as well as the crew here at the Del Gran Dealership Group, WPH Race for 8 stop at the Olympic Club in San Francisco, as we'll have another men's quarterfinal match right around the corner. Thank you for tuning in to ESPN and the Watch ESPN app.